What's going on, YouTube? Happy Friday. It's your favorite cancer patient back at it with another YouTube recap. Let's get on with it. We had PCE leading into the weekend and a couple of little data points there. Michigan inflation and lots of movement there at 9 a.m. with that squeeze to all-time highs. If you watched our last YouTube video, you would have been ready for the push. You would have been ready. Let's get into it. Let's talk. Let's talk about the X here, the prediction post. I didn't put any predictions out pre-data. Then I started seeing some movement here. I wanted to wait till after we got some data. So let's get into it. PCE. So the first one, I said if we lose golden pocket, we'll come back down to the 1618 area here on the golden pocket. So we lost the golden pocket on Qs. Beautiful one right here. Down to 1618 area here. So we've seen that one coming on Qs. Then we're looking for that dip by reversal, right? It was a little knifey this morning from the real slow data. And we are picking some supports. So that was your Q support. Here is your SPY support. 547 will be a nice short back test for SPY, watching daily VWAP from our YouTube video, which puts us at a nice downside here. So again, I was calling some downside early through the data to 547, and that is our support. Why was that our support? Why was that, if I don't need to sound right, why was that the support, you guys, huh? Because if you watch the YouTube video, this was the top down anchor right here, and this was calculating into a short to 547, and you were going to get long from 547 because you'll get a back test of that daily anchor. And if you watch the YouTube video, we said we could easily go to all-time highs today if we blow out the top with data, and that's what happened. So anything over that anchor, and we push through on the Qs and SPY's daily anchor, we opened up, held the anchor, pushed all-time highs, right? Watch the video. I'll put it in the description if you missed that one. Now, leading on to the short. So we took 4 big trades today. One we had to manage, which is kind of meh. 3 were golden. So let's go over some of the last trade calls here on the golden trade. So short NQ, QQQ, all the way down to back test, VWAP test here. So I called this way before it happened. So under 486, we're waiting for a resistance check here, all the way down to 484.70, and a back test of the easy short, the guaranteed one, the 100% win was going to be the 100 EMA 1 minute, 100 EMA 5 will also come into effect, 1 minute 200 and 666, which we will go over as well. I posted here over an hour ago and I said, this is your blue zone, this is your top. We had an extension pick right here, 487 and 9 cents, even though that is an all-time high. That is a 423.60 fib. I'll show you where we got that. And I said, once we confirm, which is a 10 SMA loop, lower high to short, we'll be coming down to 485, 100 EMA, and so on and so forth, which I told my private group it would go a little bit lower. But the freebies here, guys, on X, that's what we called. So I reiterated again. I just reposted the same old post and said, hey guys, we said short under blue zone. Watch for that. If not, it's going to blow out the top and, go flying to the top side. Let's take a peek. Well, blue zone ended up being a short, huh? All right, so here's our targetable offenses, and here is the fibs. So I want to go over some stuff on where this thing could end up today on further predictions, short and long. So blue zone is one we're talking about, is the short for the lower high. Bam-o, okay? So we got that one, good. Down to the 100 EMA, down to the 666 and 200. Target. Everything was hit there, perfect. Now what's left? Well, we have one interesting little fib zone to work with, okay? So this upside fib, we'll go over that first, came from, we'll go to a different chart here, we can see this a little easier. This is where I drew this from. First red, and if you watch and need lessons on Fibonacci's, please check out the indicators we use, how I draw these, how they work, so on and so forth. It's in the YouTube. So fibs, all the way back up. This is the one Fibonacci that we placed down. This happened kind of quick, because I was looking for resistance into all-time highs, because when you're at all-time highs, what's the resistance? We have no idea. So we need to pick out some intraday bottoms here to figure that out. So Fibonacci box right here. Why did we pull it from here? Why is this just random? No, if you watch the Fibonacci lesson that we have on the YouTube here, it teaches you how to draw and where to draw these. And this was a 100 EMA tag first red on push. So this went from a low, right, to a high. And then we longed this one. This is a beautiful trade. It was a second trade of the day. And I said we are going to get a 30-pointer out of that. Called that one to the T. We said we'd look for one more pullback. Never happened. She just scooted right to our further target, which is fine. This Fibonacci, though, that saved us. Look at this bad boy right here. First red pullback. Bam. 100 EMA. Bam. Golden pocket. Bam, 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 bam. All up to 423.6. And that was the short. So shorted. Bam, 423.6. So in the short-term fast ones here, right, our fast 1 minute Fibonacci's here, which we use on data days, we first travel up away from the fib box. This is our high-low range, 1618, 2, so it's going to take 423, 2618, 1618, 100, golden pocket, potential, right? But our first trade, like we said, was short here, target 1, target 2, and those were also associated with backtest of moving averages, not only fibs. So we are stacking these catalysts together on top of each other, making them worth way more weight, right? Weight in gold. So with this Fibonacci box coming all the way back down to a back test of moving averages that we got no confirmation on, which was this cluster right here. It was the 100, 200, and 666, which received no back test. We got this just crazy squeeze, and that was because of that data. So let's talk about them. So my short here this morning, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. So we'll go over them all right now. And for the prediction. So this algo appeared right here. Let's draw it all out. Let's draw it all out. Let's just do it. Yeah, we'll start from scratch on this one. This is one I made for my team in Discord, but we'll do it all from scratch for you guys right here. Big Friday lesson. Algo first off right here. Boom, 5-minute high low. What do we like to see? I told my team, if we break the 100 fib, where do we go? The golden pocket. Duh, sillies. We know this, right? So here's the fib high low. Boom. We failed into the algo, which means we're going to golden pocket, and I said it is knifey looking. We may fill up to the 0% before we get a bounce, and I said we'll probably drain out of the gate, look for the long. Well, we didn't drain too far. We didn't get the dang target of 41.25, so I didn't get the golden trade, but the first trade was a short under the 100. Bloop, bloop, golden pocket, trade 1, done. Okay, so it's a huge one right there. Trade number 2, I did a small scalp right here from the golden pocket, because why? It's the first tag. There is no data in this box, right? It's a big old algo, just a giant stick, and then it had nothing after PCE. So once PCE was downside, we can do 2 different things here, and this will look lovely for you guys. We will do a downside Fibonacci on the PCE, and we're going to overlap these fibs, giving us multiple use case scenarios here. Watch this bad boy. Comes down to the golden pocket of 1618 on both inverse. So this fib box working together. Watch price action. Breaks through the 100. Golden pocket finds 1618. Cool. Bounces both the 1618 and the golden pocket. Nice bounce. We had like a 15 pointer we made right there. And then slowly came back in. My next trade, number 3. Maybe we took 5 trades. Maybe I'm off by 1. Was the higher low call. So I said it was going to go long to the 100 EMA, pull back. So we went long to the 100 EMA, we pulled back. And then we went long, obviously, into the golden pocket, and boom, 30 points. I waited for a 3 up higher low, which means 1 push, 2 push, 3, and then I wanted to reset. It never reset. It ran away with the wind, but that's okay. Let's talk about the big one. So we hit a huge 30 pointer there. We hit another 60 pointer on the way on the downside for some smalls, putting us at just a hair under $7,000 on the day. Huge one here. So last trade that we had to manage. Let's talk about it. Okay. I want to, this was a data one that I forgot because I am literally only human. So that data for PCE, actually, let's put this on. Let's do that with PC. So this data was the high-low, and I wanted to see the golden pocket range here for a scalp, and I would have liked to see it pull back, and she was just not interested in pulling back. And I wanted to see the first golden pocket tag because we have no golden pocket data, but technically we kind of do with this one, but I was hoping for a short under the 38.20 just for a pullback. I wanted to see it push into the golden pocket, confirm at the 100, and then continue. So I wanted a short scalp at the golden pocket of the PCE 5-minute high low. So I made a little pocket here and I said, here guys, we're gonna make this one right here orange, and I wanted to see this, but this was the problem with this trade. It was the Michigan inflation data, and I totally spaced the time. It came up to here, and I was like, yeah, we got data coming up. We had like 18 minutes at the time, and I'll take a little short scalp here, and I was monitoring because I would short a fib box, right? And I would start here and then add here, and then it like blew the top off on us, and I had to re-add a couple times to get to a better average before the short played out. And this was way before our short call up here because I got blown out right here, which is fine. We went like 1800 red or something like that, and we don't go unmanageable, and averaging in is not the end of the world. It's not the devil, right? We can easily manage these trades. I can go back to the Discord, and I have all my entries and exits posted like always, and you can see some of these right here, right? So this trade right here, you can see these averages as I kind of got, screwed on that orange deal. So here, 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 and here were all add points for the NQ, and then it slammed back down, and we ended up getting a huge win off that one as we averaged in. And this is when we were only up about 44.70 on the day. Next trade was the short, right? And boom and boom. And this was the big short, as we called the lower high. This is the blue zone. So this is my private Discord that we trade with. If you guys are interested in trading with us, the link is in the description. Codes are there. Come hang out. So we had the lower high push down, and this was the call we made even for free on X if you guys follow along out there. give us a follow. That's also in the description if you like. I do post lots of free stuff there, information along with these YouTube video recaps. So we did get blown out of this one. We just had to manage it. It wasn't a red trade by any means, but it was a little difficult. We got hit here, and then the 9 a.m., that sucker right there, that got me good, man. Right here at 9 a.m. Central, you can see, hopefully at the bottom of the screen, yeah. So right here, that was that Michigan inflation data. And I'm like, yeah, we might get a little, and then just 40, 50 points out of the gate. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, oh, I totally forgot about data. So as I am human, that's okay. We managed it correctly. We don't size in. We don't risk our whole account size in every single trade. So it was a very easy manage. You start with 1 or 2 NQ. I think I got up to 18 at the most or something like that at the average, came right back down. No big deal at all, because an all-time high average on a Friday to keep going. And we needed all those back tests. Eventually she was going to stop, and that was just a fresh all-time high. And then we called the short anyway from a lower high structure breakdown here. And then obviously we're getting cooked on literally every front, right? Of oscillation indicators. And so amazingly enough, we did another beautiful short call down there on X. Boom, boom, boom. So what's the prediction? Where are we going next, Brandon? What's going to happen? Huh? Crystal ball. Let's shake it. Now, one thing, just like we did here, we had a data miss, and I call this just a gap in price action for the algorithm. So the algo in pre-market left this gap. Okay. And this is one that we talked about earlier. So this guy is still going to be on my radar, 481.50, and that was a really big zone for us as well, as we called all-time high push for a breakover, which you could see held that support today, along with that daily anchor we talked about. This zone still can be hit, okay? So if the oscillation indicators turn around right here, 50 RSI, the zero line comes back down, and we get a lower low out of this break, which doesn't have to happen right now. It can go full lower high into lower low, into whatever the hell it wants to do, into leading into next week. It's fine, but this has to have an opportunity at least to come back down and fill today. Whether it makes it or not, that's fine. We're just going to keep it on if it doesn't. But in this structure here, in a conformational setup, you're going to want to watch your oscillation indicators run, reverse, back down to cool, run, reverse, putting in a lower high sometime through the afternoon here as a potential, right? And then maybe smack that and have an opportunity to hold and push. So we're still on that Momo at all-time high. But this algorithm in pre-market does argue that we can come back down and for a lower low. And the market loves lower low and fresh high push reversals, man. It loves it because it blows shorts out of the water and kills longs off when they chase. So if you were the guy that chased the low right here, waiting for a perfect algo, and you got blown out, and then it comes back down and it finally hits your target, you never short the lows. You wait for the fresh low break, and then you long that sucker because you're at a way better average on an algo break, okay? So let's talk a few things about anchors before we get out of here on the intraday, and we'll set you guys up with that. So this was another big rhyme or reason. We called this one too. So this was the top-down anchor that we used on the 5-minute pre-data. So again, our anchor was from here, okay? And we were way up here in no man's land, and I was like, we're back testing that anchor. This is that first Twitter post that we went over, 485, right? So we gave up a beautiful trade right here on the Qs, and shoot, what was that from the lower high? And we called to this anchor right here. That was about 1.5 points, and that's about 60 some points for the conversion between QQQ and NQ. So that was a beautiful short call right here down to the anchor. And of course we need some other anchors to back test, but where do they come from? Where are those anchors from? How did we know that these anchors need to be back tested? Well, yesterday's last little move left us with some gaps as well. So this last piece, boom, and this last high of the day, those are the overlay anchors. Those are the ones overlaying from yesterday that potentially, if we see either a way big gap down or a way big gap up, generally will come back down to the safe zone of rolling support or resistance, because these anchors are forever calculating from anchor point. So we do really enjoy those. And that's another big reason. It was a top anchor force out. So when you see price action force away, right? Here's the anchor in question, top pre-market anchor. Blows out of the water. It will come back and retest eventually. That's another big reason we put the blue zone for the short up here, because we finally got that 423 extension on the intraday 1-minute fibs that we just covered. Same with SPY. Same, almost identical. We have layover, high lows, same old thing, 2 extended, right back down, and now we still have room to fill to the downside. Okay, guys, downside, still ready to fill. And that's all because of this little fib guy here. So if that guy decides to pull through and be an absolute monster for us, we could see back down to that filled algo, and it doesn't matter what happens after that. That's a big old question mark. It's left for confirmation, right? It's all about the oscillation. It's all about the dailies, so on and so forth. So a longer term prediction is most likely to stay on track. July is extremely bullish. We got election season. We're ending the Q1, I think, right now. It is the end of July. In July, or end of June and into July, very bullish. So let's watch for that continued bull move, and watch for some of these markers right here, because this is pretty much all we got. Because this right here is a pre-market all-time high, 49.36. Doesn't count because it's not on live. So this is something that we'll be watching, and we have this hidden little algo right here. So this is a friendly algo for us. We need to see this one back trace up. So if we go back to the all-time high pre-market data, like so, you're going to see where we're getting all of our resistance today, right? 423.6 recovery. Right here, let's stretch this out a little bit. We'll go down to the 5 minutes so it looks really clean, because we use longer term Fibonacci's and we drop the time frame so we can see the flow. Comes from the 423, 2618, 1618. Had an interesting perfect data hit right there, right? With our pre-existing that we're just going off of right now. Comes down 2618, 1618, golden pocket, big fail. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to get real close to that all-time high if we do another dip, or this could just be the rest of the Friday consolidation. I don't see us doing too much besides either popping from here, because we're not going to short lows. This is a low consolidation, so if it just drains out, that'd be a miss for me. I'd watch for a pushback up, lower high confirm, or I'd watch for this thing to just blow the top back off, and I would use my intraday indicators and oscillations to pinpoint what was going on, and extra Fibonacci. So I hope that lovely breakdown makes sense. Again, if you guys want to trade with us, support the channel. We got codes for Apex Trading Fund for futures. They have a really nice setup over there. TG33 will get you a code discount there, 80% one-day pass and valuation accounts. If you want to trade live with me as I narrate these markets every single morning, and I try to make these calls best I can. And our community is very old. We've been doing this for 14 years, live trading, live streaming, teaching, consistent since 2017. We got videos proving it. We got a huge community that is just ultra loving, man. Come join us. We got some awesome people on there. I learn from them every day, and vice versa. So you guys hopefully have a good weekend. Try to stay safe out there. Short week next week in the markets. I'll be here for Monday, Tuesday. None of the other days. Happy 4th. Big shout out to America. We'll see you next time.